Alrighty, we have Miss Taylor Sandoval. Is that right? How do you?
Yes, that's right. You said it right.
Do people
You're
get
good.
that wrong?
Not really. Actually, the only thing I get is like, what should I call you? It's crazy because I had my
Do you go by Tay? Like that?
yeah,
Okay.
exactly. I had my name on Instagram, like Taylor, whatever it was, and then I changed it to Tay.
Mm-hmm.
And then everyone who would like DM me would be like, "Hey Tay," just because
Sure.
I changed my name. So I go by Tay now.
Really, no one calls you Taylor?
No.
Do you
everyone
like Tay
calls-
better?
I do. I mean, I don't mind whatever. People call me Tay or T. I don't know. T came out of nowhere. But
Okay.
I'm like,
So
Cool.
me and Taylor met through what did we do? A Patron ad together,
yeah,
right?
Patron. How did
How did
How
you?
did-
Yeah.
I was about to say, how did you get it? Okay, so I knew Tyler.
Okay.
So
How did you know Tyler?
It's a weird story.
Okay, well, we won't go there.
Yeah, okay. But yeah, he needed a male model,
Sure.
and so I was trying to find him one, and he was just like, actually, like, you too, you come too. And so I was like, all right, like, I'll come.
So did he know LaJuan?
Yeah, him and Lawan, I don't know how they know each other, but
Oh, so they know each other.
Yeah, they did.
Okay. Yeah, so I didn't know anything. My part of the story was kind of crazy. So I had a friend who knew LaJuan, right? And then he needed like an Asian guy because I don't know what they wanted to be some ethnic, the diversity,
yeah, it was
right?
like Mexican.
Yeah, black, Asian,
Yeah.
sure. And Tay just like, I don't want to say it. And I was
Yeah, like, diversity.
And so this Asian guy is a friend of mine. He was like, hey, dude, I got this gig. I don't know if it's like legit or not, but I can't make it and I kind of don't want to go. And I was like, can you give me some detail?
Yeah.
Like, I didn't even know what it was. Like, I didn't even know it was for Patron.
Oh, no?
No.
It was just like, oh, some good, go.
Yeah. And so, and I was like, what do I bring? Like, I didn't, because like, you guys showed up in like duffels, right? You guys had like a duffel bag of
Yeah,
your,
I brought options.
you brought options, right? I show up with like 2 shirts. And I was just like, I was like, I didn't know what it was. And like, thank God I didn't bring anything with like a
Like a
Nike or a logo or anything
yeah.
like that because I was just, that would have just,
I
not
know,
been
but you
good.
got a major part, bartending.
Oh yeah, honestly, that was all luck because I said I was a bartender.
Yeah.
And then like it was for Patron, and then it just like looks better with someone who actually does it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's how me and Taylor met, and
That's crazy. It's been a year already.
yeah, it actually was
a
a
memory popped up, and I was like, dang.
yeah, it was super fun
Crazy.
too. I mean, I think that was the first time I actually did because I've done like photo shoots and stuff before,
Mm-hmm.
like just for my roommate because he's a photographer and a couple other friends. But like, have you done commercials like that before, or was that like?
And yeah, so I've done direct TV and like smaller ones, like
Mm-hmm.
Aquarium of the Pacific, but that one wasn't like for like an alcohol one. I've never done.
Okay.
And like for actually drinking it, I was like, oh shit, this is cool.
It was fun. Yeah, we got a little bit tipsy and stuff like
Yeah.
that. How did you get into? I guess like, is that acting? Like
Yeah, I mean, I would say like commercial wise.
is that different? Like
or-
in the world that like of acting, like is there like people who just do commercial gigs?
I'm not sure on that end, but
Mm.
like for me, like modeling, there's like actual like high fashion modeling, and then there's like talent where
Okay.
you're like
Can you define like those two?
yeah, so like high fashion would be like runways.
Okay.
Mostly just like runways or like bigger brands like Vogue or all those ones.
Okay.
Whereas like the talent or commercial end would be like print, so like Patron, any like store,
Oh, okay.
Target, any of those.
So it's for like a brand.
yeah, for a brand.
Okay. And like not necessarily a fashion brand because like Vogue's a fashion brand.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. And so, which is crazy because like high fashion models, like for runway, you would think they'd make so much, but they barely make anything. Whereas like print modeling, you can make way more. But of course, you want to do
How do you
high
know-
fashion because like,
Really? What? Why?
well, I mean, it's just like more exposure. Like, okay, come on, you're on the cover of Vogue.
They don't make a lot of money.
And no, like some runway models, say like if you're gonna go to like Fashion Week,
Mm-hmm.
like newer models who haven't been in it for a long time, a lot of it you get paid by like gift cards.
Bullshit.
No, swear. You have to be like Kylie Jenner or like Kendall Jenner, Bella Hadid,
Okay.
one of those models. But
Yeah.
If you're not, maybe like a 150 here and
Do
there.
they like comp some stuff though? Or, like,
I mean, yeah, but like, you know, it's just for to say like, oh, I walked Fashion Week, you know.
sure.
But other than that,
So, would you consider yourself a print model or high fashion model?
oh, print.
All day?
Yeah. No, I'm not high fashion.
So what got you into modeling? Like, was it like one day when you were like 4 years old and you just like woke up and you're like, Mom, I want to be a model? Was that it?
No, I kept trying to think back on like what got me into it. I just want to say, like, in high school, we know how we would have like photography classes, and so they'd be like, oh, we need models, and so
Sure.
I like model for it. And
Like,
then,
did you always like being in front of the camera?
yeah, to a certain extent. I mean, I probably wasn't confident about it, but I thought it was cool. And then I think when I graduated from high school, I was like, okay, I'm gonna like actually try this. And so I just reached out to like a bunch of agencies and sent my pictures.
This is out of high school, not out of college.
Out of high school,
Okay.
yeah. And then
Who were taking your pictures at the time?
so I was just test shooting with whoever I could test shoot with too. So anyone who would hit me up or any photographer that I knew, I'd be like, hey, like, let's shoot.
Yeah.
Just so I could get pictures. And then I had friends too who were trying to be photographers. So I shot with them. But after that, I got signed. First agency was like, I didn't really know what I was doing.
So
I
what
was
do
like,
agencies do for like, I guess, models?
So they place you, they have like, they're signed up on all these sites where all the castings are, and they place you into or submit you to castings. So once you get to those, then they'll send you out to, I can't even think of the word.
I don't know.
They'll send you out to castings.
Okay.
So.
Oh, so is it kind of like acting?
Yeah.
So like
they'll
they have
submit you online, and then the casting director will be like, "Oh yeah, cool. Like
Bring her
send
in."
her in."
Okay.
And then you'll go to casting. They literally take like 5 minutes, which sucks for me because like if you live far, you like go in and you're like,
that's ass.
yeah, you're like, hey, whatever. You say a few things, whatever they ask you to do, and then they're like, cool, okay, bye.
Sure.
We'll let your agent know.
Wow.
And if they don't tell you if you didn't get it. It's just like you either get a call or you don't.
How many times has that happened to you?
I've gotten so many no's. Like probably 95% of my things are no's, but the 5% are good.
Yeah.
The 5% yes are
That's
good.
awesome.
Yeah.
But like, I feel like that's a lot of fucking no's.
It is.
I mean, that's like
the
with,
industry
yeah.
is so hard too. Like,
Yeah.
and I can go to castings, like huge castings for like Coca-Cola, and I would be like number 100 and something, and there's like the casting is till like 6, and I got there at like 10.
Damn.
So it's like all those girls, you
Yeah.
know.
What
are the odds?
What do you love most about like that process?
Like castings.
I mean, just like
Or-
modeling in general in terms of like, yeah, like that too. Because like obviously there's some like romance in it too, because or else you wouldn't do it.
No, yeah, there definitely is. I think just for me personally, it builds my confidence. Modeling does.
Because you were
but-
talking about confidence like earlier when you were in high school, right?
Yeah.
And you said you didn't have like a lot of.
No, yeah, because naturally I'm super introverted.
Really?
So even in high school, I probably said like 5 words in high school.
Really?
Yeah, I was super shy.
And you think modeling brought that confidence out?
Yeah, because it kind of forced me to like talk to people, like go in front of like casting directors and like say this and that, whatever they needed me to do. But I definitely think it brought that out of me, or like network with a lot of people,
Sure.
because it really is like about who you know. And so
Yeah, it really is. It kind of sucks to say
it
sometimes.
does suck too, because it's like I can work so hard, but like this girl who has like a famous brother can get like this job just because that's her brother.
Yeah.
You know, so
That's crazy.
it's a grind.
But overall, is that like your end goal, like to be like a
Like,
high-end
full-time-
print full-time
full-time
model? Print, is that like literally PRINT?
Yeah, print.
Okay.
Print modeling, commercial, same thing.
Okay.
For a while, it wasn't, just because I'm like, I'm not going to be defined by modeling. Like, I have my own job that I also love, and it was kind of like a hobby for me.
Sure.
But lately, I've kind of been like, oh, cool. Like, I can maybe actually do this, you know? And so I do want to do it full time, but I also still want to have like my side thing that I love too. I think that you can have multiple things going on, you know?
Yeah, I feel like
Just
almost.
want multiple sources of income.
Yeah, I feel like everyone in LA has like
5 jobs.
Yeah, like
Exactly.
5 gigs for sure. What do you call it? What's the other job that you have right now?
So I do behavioral therapy.
So what's behavioral therapy?
I work with mainly kids right now, but it's like any age. They have autism, any like mental health disorder. A lot of the little kids I have right now have speech delays too. But we mainly work on like behavioral issues, and those behavioral issues come from them not being able to communicate. So if we can teach them a way to communicate, then those behaviors go down.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's really rewarding. A lot of patience. We do parent training too, because a lot of it is just the parents, honestly.
Really?
Yeah, it is. It's just like your parenting techniques they're not there.
Okay.
But I'll help you.
Yeah. In what sense do you get a rewarding feeling from that job?
I think, a lot of times, like my current kid right now, he doesn't talk at all, and so we work like months and months and months just for him to like talk or say anything, and it's super rewarding when like one day like he says a word.
Okay.
And I'm like, oh God, like this is like a satisfying feeling for me.
Like how many weeks would it go like without someone saying a word?
I mean,
does it go for months?
Yeah, for months.
Oh shit.
Yeah, or like we'll teach them sign language too.
Okay. So what's like an experience in terms of like what was the first word one of your kids said? Like what would they like? Was it just an utter?
Like it couldn't even be like, we'll start with small things. So we'll just be like, okay, say and they'll just kind of like look at you.
How old are they?
They range from, right now I have like 2 to 13.
Okay.
So my youngest right now, he's 2.
And oldest?
So he doesn't talk. 13. Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's kind of weird. I mean, not weird, but like it's shocking because like a lot of people, we don't like live in that world of like having those problems.
No, I know. And it's like I feel like sometimes we take it for granted.
Sure.
Like what our abilities are, just like basic things that we do that we don't
like
even
talking,
realize.
walking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like parents struggle with it every day, and like their child, it's a lot of work, and I feel for the parents too.
Yeah. It seems hard.
Yeah.
So you got into this, I guess, side gig job, whatever, from, was it like from school? Like what did you study in school?
Yeah. So I studied psychology and criminal justice.
How does that go together? Is it psychology, criminal justice, or was it like psychology and criminal justice? Okay.
Yeah, it has the and. I need to put more emphasis on the and. Yeah, so I studied that for my undergrad, and then graduated, and I was like, oh, I need a job. Behavioral therapy, they're always hiring for people.
Sure.
And so I happened to land into that, and then I studied forensic psychology for my master's. And so I kind of wanted to go to a different direction, do like CIA stuff, Yeah, crazy stuff.
Really? What made you want to like do that?
I really just am fascinated by like the mind and like why people do the things that they do. Sure. And so in one of my classes, we were profiling like all the serial killers, and I was like, this is so cool.
Sure.
Like, but I don't know. I could probably still do it.
Do you still want to do that? Is that still in the back of your head?
It is. But right now, like my focus is on like behavioral therapy. They go hand in hand though. It's like still kind of figuring out like why their behaviors occur and like why the serial killer like did this. Crazy.
That's crazy. In college though, you also did cheer too, right?
I did. Yeah, I cheered for 5 years.
What
Cal Baptist in Riverside.
I actually know where that is. I have a couple of friends who went there.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, they played basketball for Cal Baptist.
I probably know them because that's like our only sport.
Oh, swear?
Yeah. I mean, we have a lot of sports, but we only cheer for basketball.
Do you know a really tall white gentleman named Colin Delaire?
Probably. What year was he?
He graduated 2018.
Oh, maybe. Actually, that sounds familiar. Oh, wait, no. His undergrad, he graduated?
Yeah, undergrad.
Oh, no. He was probably there, but like, did he redshirt or something?
Yeah, I think he redshirted
Okay.
for sure.
Yeah, I don't know. I graduated in 2016 with my master's.
Okay. What did you like? Oh, that was masters. You were
Yeah.
cheering. You were cheering and doing masters.
Yeah, it's crazy. I know. So I did 4 years of cheer
You are
for
crazy.
my undergrad, and then my coach like coaxed me into like coming back for another year to do a
Wow.
5th year, and I was like, no, I'm not doing a 5th year.
So was it like cheer? Like, were you a flyer? Was you a dancer? Like,
Yeah, I was a flyer.
Okay.
I didn't.
Do you miss that?
I do.
Really? No, you don't.
No, I really do.
That just seems so scary.
No, I loved it. It was such an adrenaline rush for me.
Have you ever fallen?
I have. I've had like 8 concussions. So
Yeah, so
I know.
that sounds zero fun.
yeah, but like the actual part of doing it, I feel like I do miss it.
How did you get into cheer?
So my mom used to cheer when she was younger, and I think a few years in college. And so she put me and my sister in it when we were little, like the Pee-wee and then like high school. And so I just continued it to college.
That's shocking that you said you were like not confident and stuff, because like I feel like cheering.
That I cheered? Yeah, I know.
I feel like cheer's super outgoing. You're like cheering on like a team, like that's
So I can like go in front of a crowd and like cheer and dance, but like even like in class, like speaking for like projects, I would get so nervous and just be like,
no way.
just like up there. Like,
so you think
not saying
modeling
anything.
brought out I don't know, a whole new Taylor?
It did. It's like a new,
it's
like
Tay.
Taylor 2.0.
It's
Tay
Tay
2.0.
What do you think the biggest lessons that modeling has taught you?
That's a good question. Probably, I think, definitely has taught me confidence.
Okay.
You know, I'm gonna get back to you on that one.
Okay, well,
I'm gonna think about
let's
it.
go a little bit deeper into it, because like when you're in front of the camera, like what are you thinking? Because like in terms of like I see your posts on Instagram, they're very like not necessarily confident as well, but it's also like you're trying. Like, do models like try to tell a story?
Yeah. So I mean, I think it depends on the shoot. What you're doing. But I feel like when you do go shoot, like a photographer gives you, or you and the photographer come up with like an inspo or a vibe you want to like portray. And so you have to like portray that vibe.
Okay. So what do you say? Like you learn
so-
some like creativity as well?
Yeah, definitely. So like if you're gonna do a shoot and it's like I don't know. For example, like
You're good.
I'm trying to think
Take
of
your
like
time.
any examples,
Take your
but
time.
I do think you do have to tell a story and like tell that vibe. No.
Tell that vibe that you guys thought together
Yes,
in your
exactly,
head. Sure.
yeah.
What do you call it? I used to thought modeling was a joke, like in terms of it's easy. You just stand in front
No,
of
okay, yes, that's what I was talking about when I was in Costa Rica.
Okay.
I had a roommate and
Okay, Costa Rica recently.
Recently,
Let's
when
do
I
some
just-
backstory real
okay,
quick. So
yeah, I'm
Taylor
sorry.
went to Costa Rica for a modeling gig, right?
Yes.
With like a lot of models, right?
Models, photographers,
And it was for a
videographers.
job.
Yes.
Okay.
So
This is where we're at.
Sponsors. Yes, there were sponsors.
So was the whole trip sponsored?
We had a few sponsors. So we had like Hollow Tips, and I think like 3 others.
Okay.
But okay, so me and my roommate were talking about how people think that modeling's so easy and you just sit there and look pretty.
Yeah.
But we were like exhausted at the end of the day because we're doing like 5 shoots a day, like, and it really is exhausting because
Sure.
you have to like constantly think of poses.
And you have to keep moving too, like
yeah,
every couple
keep
seconds.
moving. Yeah, you can't just like stay there.
Yeah.
Like stiff, you know?
Yeah, the epiphany that I had when I was talking about like modeling, I guess, like doing that gig for Patron, I was tired after.
Yeah, it really is draining. And then like doing multiple things.
Yeah.
Even in Costa Rica, I was like, because we did 5 shoots a day, and I'm like, I've never washed my hair so many times to like get ready for another one.
Oh, let's talk about the tape bikini. Like what
Oh,
was that?
yeah. So it's this brand that the main guy who created Paradise Challenge,
Okay.
he created Black Tape Project.
Okay.
And I asked him, I was like, how did you come up with this Black Tape Project? Because it's a really big thing and it's well known.
So can you explain the black tape, or like
yeah,
what is it?
So the black tape is basically he has like a roll of tape and he'll cut them into small different shapes and make I would say like sort of an outfit, you would say, out of the tape. But none of them are all the same. So he tailors it to your body. So
And it's like skin tight. It's like a bikini type.
yeah,
of okay.
it looks like a bikini, but it's just all tape.
Okay.
But
did it feel weird? I feel like that.
it didn't actually.
Really?
I know a lot of people are asking me like, oh, did it hurt to take off? But like it's a certain type of tape that he uses that it didn't hurt. It took probably like 45 minutes.
To do? That's actually quite a long time.
Yeah, but I have a really bad tan from it. It still looks like I have it on. Like, you can see it on my arms.
Oh, no!
I know. Even when
Taylor's over here with the sweater just covering
yes,
up.
When I was shooting today, the photographer was like, oh, you have your Dorito tan line. Because it's literally, like, all right on my chest. But
so how do you
it was worth it.
How do you get shoots right now in terms of, obviously you got your sponsors, you got your agency, but like do you still actively like go out and
yeah, so mostly I do through Instagram is like my biggest thing.
Okay.
I'd rather do freelancing than go through my agency. I just get a lot more on my own than through them. And
really?
A lot of models will say that too. Like they prefer, I feel like having an agency is good and it's like great for the title because a lot of brands are looking like, oh, they have to be agency signed.
Yeah.
Just because I guess it comes with like an experience.
Sure.
But regardless, like for me, it's just like a title. So I have it, but I get everything mainly on my own.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
That's cool.
Yeah, your pictures are great. Honestly.
Thank you. And the agencies take like 20%, so why would I go through them?
Yeah, it's kind of how like, yeah, there should be like no middlemen in like any
I know
anymore. But you were talking about, so like I asked you the question about like how you got into modeling. You said you kind of just like fell into it.
Yeah.
Right? And then I asked you about your job right now, and you kind of just like, I fell into it, right? And
I know. I feel like these things are just coming, like you don't expect, but like the
and you
best
just grab
things
it.
come
Yeah,
up,
for
like,
sure. And you got like, I feel like you're very interested in a lot of things, right? And like the crime stuff. Like you're like, maybe I could do that like later. But for like, I guess Tay Sandoval right now, like what's she most excited for in her life right now?
I think I'm really putting an emphasis on modeling right now. Before it was kind of like in the back burner. Yeah. Just a hobby.
Is it just because you've gotten some more success with it right now?
I think, yeah.
Okay.
And then like, I don't know. When I was looking back, a lot of people are telling me, and me looking back, I'm like, damn, like compared my pictures from last year to now this year is like, there's so much improvement. And I'm like, I can.
What do you look for in improvement? Like how, if you look at those pictures, why are you telling me it's improvement? Like what are those distinct details that have made you improve? Like,
I think just like posing wise.
Okay. Do you practice posing?
I do.
How do you do that? What's your process?
So a lot of times, I have a lot of things saved on Instagram. You know how you could save it? Just of like modeling stuff and modeling
like
poses.
Other people.
Of other people,
okay.
Yeah. So that's one way that I do it.
And do you just like look in the mirror and try to duplicate it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mostly the mirror. I have it saved on my phone so I can go back. And then honestly, it just comes with like shooting a lot.
Yeah.
Is the only way you can practice because you can't really memorize like, okay, I'm gonna do this and then this and then this.
Yeah.
You know, it just
so you're just trying to get your reps in, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So just basically just shooting a lot is one of the ways that helps me get more confident and like more natural for my poses.
Okay. Do you do any facial stuff too?
I do, which I really need to work on because I've been tested lately by some photographers and they're like, oh, do different emotions. And I'm like, what?
Oh, really?
Yeah, but I do need to work on that. That's the main thing.
So like so you do need to work on it. What are you going to do to work on it for those things?
Probably sit in front of my mirror for a long period of time and figure out my different
process.
emotions.
Yeah. What do you call it? So for the behavioral therapy, if the modeling is like what you want to do, like are you gonna end up like putting that on the back burner?
I probably will, which is crazy because I'm going to school for it. Like, why would I do
so
that,
that's why I was confused.
Yeah, I know. Well, there's a lot of flexibility in my job too, which is why I love it. So I make my own schedule.
Oh, wow.
So whenever I have to have a shoot, I can switch around this client and then go to my shoot, or makeup hours here and then do it and go to modeling. So it's really, really flexible. Okay. Which when I'm like looking at other jobs, they're not that flexible with it. So I just think I probably will be flexible always, especially when I move up higher up. Sure. Then it'll be like easier for me.
And then if you come to the point where it's like, oh, it's too much to handle, you got to figure it out. You'll make a game time decision.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like,
and hopefully like one of your, I guess, gigs or like hobbies or jobs like becomes like skyrocket. Hopefully it's modeling that goes all the way up here.
And I know so many models who do like real estate and they model, so just like a double threat. And I'm like, you know what, I want to be that too.
That has real estate like cross your mind?
No, but I know
just like a double threat.
I know a girl who does that, so I'm like, awesome. That's really cool.
Is LA the spot for modeling?
Yeah, it really is. Like all my shoots are out here.
Really?
Everyone's like based in LA. So
did you grow up here? Or like, I guess Corona?
I mean, I grew up in the IE, so San Bernardino.
Sure. That's not that far, though.
Yeah, no.
Have you ever lived in LA?
I have not. I don't know if I want to.
Why not?
It's very like, I don't know. The vibe of LA, I feel like changes you as a person.
How so?
I don't want to say too much. I don't know. I just feel like it's easy to get caught up in LA in certain scenes. Okay. And I don't want to get caught up
in those scenes.
Yeah. In the bad areas of it, like partying always, and I'm like past that.
Do you think you will? You would if you came to LA? Because like you just said that.
I do think I would.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't think you have that much self-control not to go to a party or something like that?
I mean, yeah, but too, a lot of it for modeling is like, hey, come to this party and like network, and I'm like,
that little introvert still like in there.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, I'd rather like, hey, let's hang out at
that's
home.
A skill that you learn from modeling and networking.
Exactly. Talking. Yes, networking, talking.
So where's the spot that you want to end up at then? If it's not LA, like would it be Corona?
Oh, like future moving wise?
Yeah.
I do know. I think I want to go. So I'm like trying to think of something central where it's like not in LA, but close to LA. So I'm like,
okay.
So maybe like, what is OC maybe?
OC's nice.
Yeah, OC's really nice. I don't know about some of the people. But.
Oh, I have an idea to talk about. So can we talk about dating real quick?
Oh yeah, sure.
So like, how's dating as a model? Because I'll give you.
I felt like you were gonna ask this, and I thought about like what I was gonna say.
So like, I'll give you a frame of point. So like, I was dating this dancer for a while, right? And it didn't go well. Like, I mean, it didn't end well in terms of just like
a lot of guys hitting her up.
Yeah, I just didn't like that,
Yeah, so you really have to be okay with it, or you have to know that like that's what comes with the job. Okay. But also you have to have trust in her that she's not going to entertain that.
Sure.
So
what's your personal experience with that? Is that similar?
So I feel like I've had both ends where my previous relationship, they weren't supportive in what I did. Okay. And so it was to the point where it's like, you can't post this, you can't post this, you can't wear this. Sure. Or even like if I posted selfies, like they would get upset because like, oh, guys are going to reach out to you.
Yeah. How does that make you feel?
I did not like that at all because it's like, this is part of my job and I'm...
Because I've been that dude before.
Yeah. And it's just like, I'm my own brand. So I get like,
But I get it though. It's your job.
Yeah,
Like I don't want to feel that way about like
it's
you know.
natural.
Yeah.
But like 90% of like who I entertain, because it's entertainment,
Sure.
is guys.
Yeah.
So I think you just have to really like have that
Take the punches.
conversation
Oh
with
yeah.
the other
Be
person.
super communicative, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because now, like who I'm currently dating,
Sure.
we're both in the entertainment industry, and so for me, it's
You think
just
that's
like
that good? You think that's awesome?
yeah, I do. Like
How so?
they understand where I'm coming from. Like we both know our industries, and like so he knows that 90% of what I post is like for guys.
Yeah.
And you know, he's into fitness too, so like naturally that comes with like girls.
Sure.
But we're both on the same page, whereas at the end of the day, like I trust him enough and he trusts me that we're not going to entertain other people.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. I mean,
Come on, trust.
It's not easy too. Like we have our times where it's like, why would you kind of post that? Like, you know?
Sure.
Or like some insecurities, but I feel like it's just all about communication too and being mature about it.
Yeah, a lot of people could be old but young, or like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Like have a super immature mind, especially in LA.
Exactly.
And some people are just like, how old are you again? Like, come on now.
You're
Back
like
to model.
35.
Yeah. Yo, I've met some like mid 30s, late 30s, 40s who like still don't got their shit together. And
right.
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, I'm nervous to be out there.
Yeah. So back to modeling real quick. So you were going from print modeling and like high fashion modeling, right?
Yes.
Those niches. But obviously in that print modeling, there should be like some sort of a niche. Like, do you have some niche or something that makes you stand out that you think is like, oh, like I fill this void?
What do you mean?
Obviously there's like, I want to say some models who like, I guess who fit like a skater look vibe, or,
okay.
You know,
like
I'm trying to like,
what's my vibe?
Sure. Yes. Like what's your niche in your fashion industry? Yeah. Because there's a ton of models out there. Right?
Yeah, there is. Like what makes me stand out?
Yeah, like what are you like is it your fashion? Is it like your body type? Is it like, you know?
I think I don't know. I mean, I prefer, so I don't do like a lot of in studio shooting.
Yeah, it's mostly outdoor.
Yeah. So I prefer outdoor, and I have for a long time.
Why is that?
I just feel like I'm more free, and like I have more range of like different things that I can do. And like if I'm like say by a tree, you know, I could like do different things.
Yeah.
Whereas if I'm in studio and it's just like a backdrop and that's all.
Oh, you don't have a lot to. I never thought
have,
about that.
Yeah, you don't have a lot to work with. So like I run out of a lot of things to do. But I have started to love in studio shooting, which I've been trying to like force myself to like do things that I'm uncomfortable with.
Okay.
Just so I can get better at it. So
that's awesome.
I do like in studio a little bit more now. But I definitely would say like mostly like for me is like outdoor things.
Yeah.
Even if it's like portraits too, like outdoors. I do.
You don't really do portrait shooting though, right?
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people have a different definition of like what portrait is.
Okay. What's your
like
what's your definition of portrait?
For me, it's just like, I think, say like if I took a photo like outdoors, it would just like be me and like nothing else. Okay. You know, it would be like a portrait. But whereas I guess some people would think like portraits are like in studio and like their face, you know? Sure. But I don't know. I guess it just goes both ways.
Yeah. Do you have any advice for any little tailors who are like 10 years old, just like, I want to be a model mom, like not because you weren't like that, but there's a ton of girls out there who
which is crazy because I had posted a thing on my Instagram and like a lot of people ask me or will DM me too, like, hey, how did you like get into modeling, or like what should I do? Sure. but I think you kind of just have to go for it.
What do you mean go for it? Just like
yeah, like
take
so
pictures?
even when I wanted to start when I was in high school, my parents were really like, no, like education,
we got to talk about that. Go ahead.
Yes. And I'm like, well, no, like I want to model too.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, no, you need to get your education. Like you're only pretty for so long, basically.
Damn.
You know? They didn't really say that, but like
They
I
definitely
know,
said that
yeah,
for sure.
I know they meant that. But for me, I was like, no, like why can't I do both? You know?
Mm-hmm.
And so
Are your parents like immigrants?
no.
Or they just like very strict?
They're
like...
not very strict, but they just really put an emphasis on education, which was good. Like, you know, I get good grades, you know.
Come on, masters.
I got some degrees.
Yeah.
But I still thought like, no, I can do both. And so I took it into my own hands and I'm like, well, I'm going to submit to these agencies, whether or not my parents approve or not. Because I was already 18 by then.
So did you do this all on your own?
Yeah. I started all on my own. I submitted on my own. And then I got signed. And then I was already driving by then. So I was just like, bye. Like, I'm going to go shoot.
What motivated you to do that?
Honestly, I think when people tell me no, like it really motivates me because I'm like, no, like I'm okay. You're going to tell me no. I'm going to show you then. And I'm still going to do it and I'm going to do it better.
Wow. Do you still have that mentality on like everything that you want to do right now?
I do. I don't know. I just think it's really motivating because I don't know. No one wants to hear like you can't do something because then I'm like, I'm going to show you I can do it.
Yeah.
And yeah.
I was talking to my roommate the other day and we had a conversation about like why LA, why are we here, right? And I didn't really know. I was like, the weather's pretty fucking nice. Like, there's the ocean.
You could go to the ocean, the mountains.
Yeah, but then he made a point to like, he was like, yo, everyone here's like, people don't judge you for doing like things that are not guaranteed.
Yeah.
You know, and that will pay off later, you know, because like the barrier to entry in like modeling and like.
That is true because I feel like there definitely like is a time limit on some of the things that you can do. And I feel like right now this generation is just like doing things for the moment, not really looking for long term.
Sure.
But like I prefer to do things in the moment because I'm like, what do I have to lose? Like I'm never going to get this opportunity again. Yeah. And like I'm never going to be this young again. So I'm going to do it while
do it now while you can.
Yeah.
You could always be a behavioral therapist.
Exactly. And there's like old people doing it. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to get this so I can go back to it later. But right now I'm going to do what I want to do.
Okay.
Like modeling.
What do you have like a specific goal or something that it's like when I hit this like
I'm going to be done with it or
no, like
or I hit this
like do you have like a certain I guess like monetary number or a like a certain like goal for modeling or something that like I could drop everything else off?
Oh, or like I knew like okay, I made it.
Yeah.
Like
is it on a Vogue cover?
I mean, yes, I would love to be on Vogue, but I did just hear from another model that being on a Vogue cover it pays $150.
I thought you were gonna say 1,000. I was like, that's not that bad.
No, 150, which
really?
is crazy. Yeah,
that's unreal.
It really just is for like the title, you know, which is cool because I mean, I would do it for $150 because it's like, hey, I mean, who can say they're on the cover of Vogue, you know?
So what are your goals right now for modeling? Or I guess in life in general?
I mean...
Or you could answer those separately. I don't know, whatever you like.
I think for modeling, I just want to do... It's crazy because even though I was saying like, oh, I'm super introverted and I don't like talking... Like, I do, like, commercial work, like, doing commercials. And so I've been trying to work or wanting to work on my acting. Because I'm not good at that, let me tell you.
Yeah.
So I think...
At least you know what you're not good at.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't.
Like, or they try to do things and you're like... Wait.
Come on, bro.
Exactly. But
so that's a goal to get, like, better at.
Yeah, I definitely know my weaknesses. So I'm, like, trying to work on it. So then... Because I think a lot of models move into acting.
Yeah. It's funny that you said that too with the talking stuff because like I I guess right now, like, I was like, you're doing great.
I know
you're doing
like,
great.
Wait, you agreed to do this podcast?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think it's growth because I probably would have sat here like 3 years ago and been like, okay.
That's awesome.
Yeah. But
So what about life goals? Because, okay, so you have goals in terms of just like, that's not really modeling though, right? That's just getting better at skills that like, you need to work on to be a better model, I guess. Right. Or actor or actress.
Yeah. But goals, for modeling wise?
No, just like life wise.
Or life goals. I think for me, it doesn't really, this is so cliche to say.
Let's hear it. I like cliche.
I know, but like, you know how people say it doesn't matter about the money, it's just if you're happy. But I do truly like want to be in jobs that I'm truly happy. Like I don't care about like the money aspect of it, like how much I'm getting paid, as long as like I enjoy my job and I'm like not resenting like, oh god, like I have to go to this job. Like I want to wake up and be like excited to go.
What's your definition of happiness then?
I think just something that satisfies my soul. Okay. I don't know. That sounds weird.
Something that satisfies your soul. I mean, no. I mean, that doesn't sound weird. Because like you like your job and you like modeling, and that could satisfy your soul.
Yeah, exactly.
You know.
So.
Because like I tell people a lot, because like I feel like people have a different definition of happiness, right?
They do.
And like the one that I've learned to, I guess, live by is like have meaningful work and have meaningful relationships.
That's a good one. Yeah.
And like that's and
genuine relationships. Yeah.
Because like without those, I feel like you can't go through like this life like I guess happy.
Yeah. It's kind of just like without those, it's pointless, you know? Like what are you living for then?
Yeah. Yeah. Would you call it? Do you have a lot of relationships in LA in terms of like friends, or just do you have a lot of friends in general? Because I feel like it could be kind of lonely, like modeling and stuff too, like, or just like in that industry.
Yeah, I do actually. I've been fortunate to like meet a lot of models who aren't like the typical, you would think like, oh.
What's a typical model? Tell me. Taylor, tell me what a typical model is.
Okay, so there's like, people have this idea that like models are just like catty towards each other, and it's just like we're in competition with each other.
I could see that.
Yeah, always. But I don't know, a lot of the models that I have met and who have become my friends, we don't see each other as competition. We're just kind of like,
do you guys push each other?
Yeah, pushing each other and building each other up, you know? Because we're all working for the same goal.
No.
So, like, we all want to make it in modeling, whether it's, like, print, high fashion.
Isn't that kind of competition, though?
It is. It's healthy competition.
Okay.
I'm sure there's, like, jealousy there. Like, oh, man, like, she got this job, and, like, I could have got that job, you know? But I just think if you have, like, a good support system of, like, friends who support you and build you up rather than, like, always trying to compete with you.
Yeah. I feel like a friend who brings you down isn't a friend.
Exactly. You know? Or they're a fake friend.
Or fake friends, yeah.
Yeah, but I think I have a really good, solid group of friends.
Are they mostly, like, modeling friends?
No, actually.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I do have, like, a lot of modeling friends, like, in LA. But, like, my actual friend group who I always hang out with are not. Like,
are they high school friends?
No, they're college friends or, like, friends. A college friend who I've met through, like, mutual friends. Okay. Who have become really close to me. But, yeah. So none of my friends, like, actual, like, from who I hang out with back home, model. It's just me.
It's weird. Yeah. A lot of people in my hometown aren't in the, like, I guess, like, entertainment industry. Because, like, I came out here for, like, fitness and, like, I guess, like, entertainment too. I just kind of want to find myself. Yeah. And, like, most of my friends are in, like, finance jobs, like, medical jobs, stuff like that. And, like, I'm filming a story, and they're like, bro, what the fuck are you doing, dude? You know, like, if you're at home and you film some content or do something, like, do people are like, yo, what are you doing, Tay?
No, exactly. Even, like, so if I, like, get, like, a job for this brand and I have to film at home and I have, like, my tripod up and my sister's, like, staring at me like, okay. And I'm like, quiet, quiet, quiet. I'm filming.
It's kind of uncomfortable. Like, that's what I was saying about the LA thing. That's normal out here.
It is normal out here too, because even when I went to Costa Rica, like girls brought their tripods, they had them set up, and they were doing their thing. So and I don't think twice about it. I'm like, whatever, like that girl's filming content. Yeah. But like back home, people would think that's weird. So it's nice to be in LA and like everything is just like accepted. Mm-hmm.
Do your parents accept Taylor modeling?
They do.
Yeah.
Now. Well, my mom is like my biggest supporter.
Yeah.
And so like,
shouts out, Mama
Sandoval, right? I love that girl. But any photographer I shoot with and they post about me, she'll like comment every emoji on their thing. Yeah, and be like, that's my baby.
What was the transition like? Because you said they weren't.
Yeah.
Like, was there like one shoot or one something that are like?
Probably like when they actually seen like I was doing stuff and making money from it, like my In-N-Out one or like Patron or like my commercials. Yeah, they're like, oh, okay, like, and super proud. Like we have 1 million In-N-Out little brochures.
Oh no, you don't.
Yes, my mom has so many.
Proud mom right there.
I know, and she was like, oh, my friend wants you to sign it, and so I signed it for her friend.
No, that's kind of awesome.
Yeah, but they're really supportive now.
Heck yeah.
I think just like after I got my education, and then they're like, okay, like if this is what she wants to do, like we got to support it, because she's obviously going to continue doing it.
Yeah. What are the next steps for Taylor?
Next steps.
Like, I guess kind of back to the goals. Like where do you see yourself in modeling in, like, I don't know, a year from now or 6 months from now?
I definitely want to work with bigger brands. Like,
do you have a dream brand that are like, yes.
Honestly, my dream brand was In-N-Out, because I love.
No, it wasn't. Stop.
No, I know that's crazy to say, but like I love In-N-Out, and
In-N-Out's pretty fucking good. What's your favorite thing in In-N-Out?
The double, grilled onions.
Okay.
No tomato. And animal fries.
Okay, you heard that. You guys know.
I
guess Taylor's dating someone. Don't get it. Don't get it in or out.
Yeah, but yeah, that was my dream job, honestly. Just because I could eat In-N-Out every day, and so I love that job.
No way you eat In-N-Out every day.
I know, it's crazy, right? But
I'm
could.
kidding.
I think though, besides In-N-Out, since I already did that, I do wanna. It's hard to say, because before my dream goal was like, oh, Victoria's Secret, you know, their fashion show, but I got canceled.
What do you mean you got canceled?
Oh, you didn't hear the news?
No, tell me right now.
Yeah, so they canceled the whole Victoria's Secret fashion show for like forever.
No way.
Because they weren't, because right now, you know, the world's like all about inclusivity. Is that the word?
Inclusivity?
Yeah. So like
that could be
body
wrong too.
Positivity. So like transgender, like any like models, you know? And they didn't want to include like plus size models, any like transgender models.
Is this recent?
Yeah, it is recent. Or maybe like within the last year or two.
Okay.
I can't remember when the last show was.
I think it was. I watched the last show. It was probably like a year ago.
Okay, so it's pretty recent. Yeah. But anyways, they ended up canceling the whole show, so it's never happening again.
So Taylor's like, dream is dead.
Dream is crushed.
Okay, so what about any other ones?
I think I just want to do like more national commercials.
Okay.
Commercial.
Like TV?
Yeah, TV.
Okay.
TV commercials. And then print wise, which is like
modeling, like
modeling,
pictures.
like pictures, yeah, like ads. Probably like just the basic ones, like Target, you know, the ones that you see. And then of course, like be on the cover of like Vogue or something. I'll take that 150.
Yeah, Taylor will take that 150.
Yeah.
You'll see her.
If Kendall Jenner denies that, that's fine. I'll take the 150 and do it. It's fine.
All right, Tay. I think we did a good job. Do you want to tell everyone where they could find you on social?
Yeah, so you can find me on Instagram at tay.sandoval.
Spell that out.
at tay.sandoval. People mix up the O and the A.
Okay.
That's basically it.
Okay.
I just have an Instagram, and then if people want to subscribe to my Patreon.
You have a Patreon now?
Yeah.
Guys, subscribe to Taylor's Patreon.
It's not an OnlyFans. Do not get it confused.
Do people get that confused?
I don't know if they do, but I do not have an OnlyFans.
Have you ever wanted to do an OnlyFans?
I did have one. But respectfully, while I'm dating someone, I deleted it.
Oh, come on. That's what's up. That's
because,
awesome.
I mean, I wouldn't want him doing it.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so.
That's some empathy right there.
I only had to delete it. It was nice for the time, you know, the money was good, honestly.
Really?
Yeah, it is. It's
No
crazy,
way.
too, that.
So I have a friend. So my roommate was taking photos for like an OnlyFans page, and she told me how much she made, and it was like close to 6 figures in a few months, and I was just like, what the fuck?
No, some girls do. This is like their full. They like retire off of like OnlyFans. Yeah. They'll just like constantly be traveling because of how much money they make off of that. And it's crazy too, because I could post. So have you been on OnlyFans?
No.
Okay, so when you go on there, everything's blurred. You have to pay for it first.
Okay.
Before you could see the picture.
Sure.
So like.
No, I get the concept.
Yeah, so I could post like things that are already on my Instagram, but it's like, you just paid for it.
Is that what you did?
A lot of my stuff was like from Instagram.
Yeah.
Some of it wasn't, but it was like I was closed, you know?
Yeah.
But
again, I mean, like out here, that's
you
like.
paid for it, so.
Yeah, again, like it's like normal out here.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah, like people talk about it all the time about like models doing their OnlyFans.
OnlyFans, it really is like a big thing right now, and I mean.
Does Tay have? Okay, so if you had to have one slogan, real quick, we'll end it off right here.
Okay.
And you had like, I guess like a billboard or like Taylor's slogan, or like what would it be?
Oh, okay. Dang, I should have thought about this.
That like represents who you are.
Yeah. I think it would be like simple and short, and it would kind of just be like, do whatever makes you happy.
I like
honestly.
that. All right, guys, do whatever makes you happy. Taylor Sandoval, everybody.